Hello viewers, Super GT here, welcome back to the FIA series. So I've had a couple of rounds off, namely because I was away in Mexico, and being in Mexico, that explains why my voice is so weird. No, I didn't have a transplant of my voice, I just caught some sort of weird cold/flu, which sounds really dodgy. But anyway, let's kick it off with the intro, shall we?
Thank you very much for that warm welcome. Now, can I just say...
Spa is coming in the next update.
So Teresa with some really big news there in the Tory press conference, the Tory party conference, that Spa is coming to the next update. We don't know if that's true, but we'll see. Okay, here we go then. 15th on the grid. Qualifying didn't go too well. I didn't do well on my final flying lap. Although if I had got it right, I probably wouldn't have been in the top 10. So things weren't that great, but we always try to move forwards in our races. Let's see if we can do that at least. Into turn 1. So of course here at Fuji featuring quite heavily in the game now that it's been added. This guy gets borderline sucked off. Jessica Storm and Martinka very slow out of turn 1. We'll see what happened there later. But for now, up to 12th. You might notice the name Cherub GT there. We've also, of course, had a big run-in with the Russian in earlier videos. But you know what? I think that rivalry is over. Let's just continue and just race. Let's see. Let the best man win. Okay, so up into 11th. Someone else making a mistake through that turn. They're coming down towards the technical sections now. This is where it gets a little bit cosy. Into the hairpin. Tight corner here. On the brakes, you can see here people not really running to the back of each other. That's good to see. On the exit, shoving away from the turn in first gear, up into second. You see, I go around the outside. P-Wax just covering me off. So good move from there from him to recover his 10th position into the second to last turn, and just receiving a tap in the rear end. But we're okay from the Lexus into the final turn. Then crucial corner this. Because it leads onto a very, very long straight, so it's crucial to get this one right. Into the slipstream of the Lexus, we've gone from 15th up into 11th, so that is not too bad at all. 11 laps here to do, and of course fuel should be okay. It looks like we still have over 10 laps left, with actual 10 laps left to do, so fuel should be okay. It's just the tyres that we do have to worry about. Coming to turn 1 then, on the brakes, going to go left as P-Wax defends. One a little bit deep, but I'm going to go even deeper as I receive a punt in the rear end from the Lexus. I get a penalty. Just to rub it in, and I can't get out of this bloody gravel for so long that I actually almost get disqualified. So an absolutely abysmal first turn on lap 2. Got a penalty, lost chunks of time, and crucial level of damage as well. So bundling around really slowly. Coming to the pits here at the end of lap 2 to recover and repair the damage. So of course the strategy there, possible to go onto the medium tyre, but doesn't last anywhere near long enough. You can just do a one-stop race here if you go onto the hard tyre. And I'm pretty sure that's what everyone was doing. I was on the hard tyre to begin with, and it looked like we were fairly evenly paced. At the end of lap number 7, so 4 laps left to go, again coming in for the second stop. Unfortunately, you really do need to be pitting in the middle of the race, and pitting at the end of lap 2 to repair the damage doesn't help, but I kind of had to do it. So that contact really did mess up the race. I did catch up with the Lexus, who we made contact with on turn 1, and I'm going to try and size him up for a move. Not here, into turn 1, just get a good exit, make the most of the slipstream down the very long straight, and hopefully be able to overturn him. You can see here the slipstream beginning to work. The straight is so long here, so we've got plenty of time for it to come into effect. Braking on the 150 board into turn 1. We both pretty much braked at the same time, but he's gone a little bit deep and up the inside into not last position. So 19th at the end of the race, finishing 18th. Just really not a great race. So that contact, it just ruined the race basically. And unfortunately, it looked like a close race between many of the guys in the top, let's say 10 or top 12. So here's what happened at the start. This is what happened to Jessica Storm, first turn. So gets lunged by the 4GT out of nowhere. Gets kind of bundled wide onto the sucky Astro. And kind of has an awkward turn across. I think that happens with Astro. It's really awkward, the physics, as you go across it. And getting damage. There goes me going flying through. This is on board with Cupra in the Lexus. So just looking behind myself there, I'm in the lime green Porsche. So good battling here between myself and P-Wax. I kind of could have gone around the outside. He just went late on the brakes to recover the position. We give each other space, so good racing. Go a little bit deeper there. And this is where the incident happened, you can see here. So he was part of it. So we got the Italian just behind in the Porsche as well. And you can see here, on the brakes, just gets punted on. So the Lexus just unfortunately and unceremoniously pushed on. And I was the sort of innocent bystander as well. The collateral damage in the whole thing. So once again you can see here, and it just gets awkward. He kind of gets pushed onto the grass and it kind of spins his car. Normally if I get pushed I do try to keep the car straight. It still brakes a lot quicker. So that's the only thing you could say about the Portuguese guy there, but still it's not his fault. He got pushed on, and if you're not expecting it, then you're not expecting it. So he does slow down here, presumably to wait for us, but then he just carries on, so I guess he just didn't want to wait that long. In the end, 18th, only 193 points, so absolute disappointment. But we have another opportunity to try to recover something decent in the second race, the Nations Cup here. So here's my car. It's actually a pole. It's actually just a concrete pole. It's quite good. Sounds quite nice actually when you rev it up. It's got quite good fuel economy. And I would say that this is actually quite an overpowered car in this game, this concrete pole. So I'm going to see how it goes in qualifying as we begin to pull away. Actually at the back of the pack. Oh no, I was just joking. I think some of you might have believed me there that I was actually driving that concrete pole. I'm actually driving an Alfa Romeo 4C. So this goes. This is qualifying, and these two just having a big incident, settling their differences. But on the whole, it was actually very, very tidy, the qualifying, because you see here people just getting out of the way, because it is a very small track. You see the map there, it's only 40 seconds a lap. There's 19 of us on the track. So there's a lot of opportunity for people to get in the way of each other. But on the whole, people are actually moving out of the way, which is good to see, for the qualifying lap, that you don't really want someone in front of you kind of getting in the way. Unless, if they're on a lap themselves, then it's fine, but if they're not on a lap, then they ought to be getting out of the way, really. I've done that a couple of times for other people. So here's my qualifying lap, and I do have someone behind me, but again, I'm on my lap, so I need to try and set my own time. And into final hairpin. So it's a very short circuit, quite hard to get dead right, and the thing about it is such a short lap that every millisecond matters. So I'm like 0.6 off the lead. I'm 0.6 seconds off of pole, but I'm 17th. Crossing the line to go 16th with that lap, a slight improvement. You see here, qualifying 16th, just 0.6 off of the lead. That's how close it was. So fine margins here. You gain a 10th and you gain like 5 positions, or it could be that. So anyway, here it is. This is the race. 16th out of 19, 25 laps. Now in this car, I'm sure that the no-stop strategy is actually the better strategy, and we've seen, of course, in previous videos that my no-stopping strategy, or my no-stop ability, is suboptimal. It leaves something to be desired, shall we put it that way. It can be done, and I think, let's say in that Porsche video around Nürburgring, I think I could have made it work. I just had bumper damage, and I shouldn't have tried it with bumper damage. But here, we're going to try to get around without getting damage. Up behind McGrady now for the chicane. Plenty of ability to, you can really cut that corner and go all over the curb. So McGrady going narrow. Behind us there is pretty much the sole non-Alfa Romeo. So someone in the Renault Megane here, Frenchman actually, going for his home car, if you like. So he gains 2 positions. The Renault though, I don't think is great overall in this race. mainly I would say down to tyre wear. So into the hairpin, he goes a little bit deep, all over the curb, big mistake, and I'm going to take that position back. So back into 15th. So have a yellow flag. This is the kind of thing I'm relying on a lot of the time. So you see the race face making a mistake or having some sort of incident on the pretty much on the main straight. So I'm going to gain another position, 16th to 14th. So slowly making our way through the pack. Just judging by the map, the racing is very close there in the mid pack from second to about 12th. It's actually pretty much nose to tail. So there's always opportunity for something to happen. You can see then just how close it is in the group ahead. So just looking at that eagerly, trying not to look at it too much because of course I have to look at the corners that I'm going around rather than look at other people. So you can be guilty of watching the race when you're in the race, when of course I should be racing the race, not watching it, because I'm in it. But anyway, into turn number 1, very long right-hander, very easy to get wrong actually. It can be very easy to go very deep and carry too much speed in on the way in and then pay for it on the way out. But this time, okay, trying to catch up with the back on Smilehead 0. Into the back of the into the back of the Italian goes the German. He gets a 5-second penalty, just the Italian. And I just want to look at that again because it was really weird. Because the Italian was coming back on, he was recovering, and I think he was trying to move off of the racing line. The German makes the decision, and it gets really awkward into the back of him. And I don't know if he got the 5-second penalty there for that contact. I don't think he did because it was instant. So it was a bit of a weird incident. I think, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt and trying to say that he was trying to get off the racing line, but he did it really late. He did it quite slow. So on the whole, quite an awkward incident. But I've gained out of it. I gained 2 positions. So good stuff. Treviso there in 10th. Quite a hard move on the South African, just in front. So now in 12th, looking at 10th, not too far, into the slipstream of the South African. I'm going to go up the inside. Everyone using the same car, so any little advantage that you can get, like slipstream, definitely helps. It can be quite hard to overtake people in exactly the same cars. Looking for the cut back on the way out of the turn. I was about to say come back there, I don't know why. Another yellow flag. Always good to see that yellow flag because it means someone's crashed somewhere and I'm potentially going to gain. Yes, I am. There it is. So another Italian. The Italians don't go well around that chicane quite clearly. And I'm up into 10th. I'm into the top 10. That's not too bad. And of course, race pace is normally better than qualifying pace. Qualifying was just so close and I didn't really do much practice. I just went into this quite blind and hoped for the best. So I'm quite happy with how this has gone so far, but we can go better. In 10th at the moment, and again look at the group ahead, so not Treviso but the group ahead of that, fairly close between 2nd and 8th, and again we're really just waiting for them to try and make mistakes. If they make mistakes then we can begin to catch up. It looks like 7th has gone very deep, now down to 8th is the German, so that's the kind of thing we're looking at. Someone has spun, judging by the map. Yes, there is confirmation, yellow flag, and Stefano Bubu, I think from a top 3 position there, has dropped down and gone into the pit lane as well. Possibly got damage because I do think that the 0 stop is the better way around this race. You will be suffering through that final couple of laps with your front left. The front left will basically be dead, but the Grim Reaper would have come and claimed it by then, by about lap 20 or earlier. But yeah, it's still quicker on the whole. Someone going very slow here on the final hairpin. That's Roswald, the fellow Brit. So he's dropped down to 7th. So the big group of 3 just ahead. I'm up behind Treviso, just really trying to get past him the best I can, or just trying to follow him because it's actually quite hard to go for the pass. He's got a little bit of a penalty there, just running a little bit wide on the exit of the chicane. I'm going to go for this sort of deeper line in and let the car rotate mid-turn and then accelerate out. Try and get him on the way out. Not the best place to overtake though, unless he makes a big mistake. So a lot of the time you're waiting for mistakes rather than trying to push the agenda and go forwards yourself. So a little bit wide for the second half of that chicane, just drops me off with a good overtaking opportunity, I'd say, into that hairpin there. Hasn't quite happened for me. So in 8th, actually this hasn't gone too badly so far. This is not such a bad race on the whole. So still on the back of Treviso. This is lap 15 now, so it's kind of this way for about 5, 6 or 7 laps through here, just running a little bit wide. This is what happens when you get the tyre wet. The car doesn't quite respond. We've got the front left, so turning right doesn't really like to do it so much anymore. It's kind of given up. So got to be careful about that. Just a big twitch, big nervous moment on the way out onto the main straight. And again here, through the chicane, turn in a little bit late, and it's gonna cost me on the way out. You see there, just running way deep, trying to get on the brakes doesn't really work. Go a little bit deep into the hairpin, trying to come back neck and neck with the South African. He gives me the space. It's very awkward through there. I'm going to get a penalty. Run onto the grass. This is really bad driving, and this is perhaps me guilty of not quite adjusting to the new levels of grip on the car. And well, this is perhaps a weakness of mine, I'd say, in this game. Just adjusting to lower grip levels when your tyres begin to wear out. So that's definitely something I need to work on. But at least I know what it is that my weakness is. So you can see a couple of people who made mistakes or went into the pit lane coming through. So that isn't particularly evidence that the one stop is better, because they still haven't recovered to where they were. So that guy in 7th, the Italian, he was in 2nd, I think, before he pitted. So he needs to recover to at least 2nd to really prove that the one stop was actually the better way to go. At the moment he's only sitting there. 7th actually moved up into about 6th now, I think. So TTR Benson running away with this one. And actually you see here Luigi, the Italian, coming back. A lap down though, so it's not really going to affect us apart from just a visual distraction. And again, running a little bit wide on the chicane. It's going to cost me on the way in here and on the way out. As I go down to 2nd gear, I don't think you need 2nd gear, you just need 3rd. And you see there, the South African just extends the gap slightly, but crucially enough, because in this race it's so close. It's so close, you need every millimetre that you can get another penalty. But this is the final lap. We're going to finish 10th, which, to be honest, not too bad a result. Started 16th. I did make a fair few mistakes, and I might have got 8th there, I think, without some of those mistakes. So things to learn, things to develop for the next time. On the whole, a mixed day. The first race at Fuji obviously didn't go very well, but I think I could have had a good result there, if not. But well, that's the end of this one. I do hope you enjoyed it as always. Let me know your thoughts. It went up 6 positions, so it still involves the number 6 there. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. I shall see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Listen.